AITA for refusing to leave my best friend's wedding after my yellow dress turned white under Blacklights. I've been a lurker on this sub for a long time, but I never thought I'd be the one posting here. I'm still shaking as I write this, and I've been incredibly embarrassed for months. I honestly just need to know if I'm the villain in this story, or if I was being gaslit by people I thought were my friends. One of my closest friends from college, let's call her Sarah, got married a few months ago. Sarah and I have been inseparable since our freshman year. Even after I moved overseas 3 years ago for a massive career opportunity, we stayed tight. We FaceTime weekly, and I'm the person she calls when she's stressed. So, when she sent out her "save the dates," there was no question. I was going to be there, no matter the cost of the flights or the time zone difference. Because I hadn't seen most of our friend group in years, I wanted to look my best. I'm well aware of wedding etiquette. You don't wear white. You don't wear off-white, cream, ivory, or even that very pale blush that looks white in photos. I wanted to be as far away from bridal as possible. I found the perfect dress. It was a stunning floor-length gown in a shade I can only describe as Bumblebee Yellow. It was vibrant, saturated, and undeniably yellow. Think Belle from Beauty and the Beast, but a bit more modern. I even sent a photo of it to my mom and 2 of my bridesmaids' friends beforehand. Everyone's reaction was the same. That color is gorgeous on you, and it's so festive. No one, not a single person, questioned if it was appropriate. It was the most non-white dress I've ever owned. The ceremony was beautiful. It was an outdoor garden wedding, and under the natural sunlight, my dress was practically glowing with warmth. During the cocktail hour and dinner, everything was perfect. I received so many compliments. Even Sarah, the bride, came up to me during the reception, grabbed both my hands and said, "I am obsessed with this yellow. You look like actual sunshine. I'm so glad you made it." I felt great. I felt like I had nailed the honored guest look. But then, the sun went down. Towards the end of the reception, the vibe changed. The venue dimmed the main house lights to transition into the party phase of the night. They turned on professional-grade blacklights and UV strobes around the dance floor to give it a club-like atmosphere. I was heading back from the bar with a drink for my husband when I noticed something weird. When I stepped into the path of the blacklights, my dress changed. I don't know the science behind the dye they used, but the yellow pigment seemed to completely wash out under the UV light. Instead of yellow, the fabric emitted a bright, glowing, stark white-violet hue. Under those specific bulbs, I didn't look like I was wearing yellow. I looked like I was wearing a radiant, glowing white wedding gown. I was surprised, but I figured everyone knew it was just the lights. I'd been wearing the dress for 6 hours at that point. Everyone had seen it in the sun, in the candlelight, and in the dining hall. It was clearly the same dress. About 10 minutes into the dance set, I was approached by Amanda. Amanda was a member of the wedding party and has always been, well, intense. She's the type of person who takes managing things to an extreme. She didn't come up to me with a smile. She looked like she wanted to physically throw me out of the building. She pulled me into a corner near the speakers and hissed, "You need to leave, right now." I was completely blindsided. I asked her what was wrong, and she pointed aggressively at my skirt. "You are wearing a white dress at Sarah's wedding. It is incredibly inappropriate, it's disrespectful, and you're pulling focus on the dance floor. You're ruining the aesthetic and the photos. Get out." I tried to stay calm, even though my heart was pounding. I told her, "Amanda, look at me. You saw me at dinner. This dress is bright yellow. It's literally the color of a lemon. It's just the black lights making it look like this. I can't control how the physics of light works." Amanda didn't budge. She told me that intent doesn't matter, impact does. She claimed that guests were whispering and that I was making a scene by glowing. She then leaned in and told me that if I didn't leave voluntarily, she would make me. I'm not a confrontational person, but I was furious. I had flown thousands of miles. I had spent thousands of dollars. I was there for my best friend. I looked her in the eye and said, "I am here to celebrate Sarah. I am not leaving early because you don't understand how UV light works." The conversation was incredibly tense. We weren't screaming, but the air was thick with static. Amanda eventually huffed off, and I watched her go straight to the groom on the dance floor. She was whispering frantically in his ear, pointing at me with a look of pure disgust. The groom looked over at me, looked at her, shrugged, and just kept dancing. He clearly didn't give a damn. I stayed until the very end. When Sarah and the groom did their sparkler exit, I was right there cheering for them. Sarah gave me a huge hug, thanked me for coming so far, and didn't say a single word about the dress. I thought the drama was over. I was wrong. The next morning, there was a farewell breakfast at the hotel. I was sitting with a group when another friend, Megan, pulled me aside. Megan wasn't even in the wedding party, which made what she said next even worse. She told me she had heard about the incident on the dance floor. She said, "Honestly, you should have just left when Amanda asked. It made a lot of people uncomfortable to see someone in a white dress on the dance floor. It felt like you cared more about partying than you did about respecting wedding etiquette. You made the end of the night about you." I felt like I had been punched in the gut. I tried to explain the yellow dress again, but she just shook her head and walked away. Since then, I've felt this lingering cloud of embarrassment. I've seen some of the party photos, and she's right. In those specific shots, the dress looks white. But in 90% of the other photos from the day, it's yellow. I feel like I'm being gaslit into believing I did something malicious. So, I have to ask, am I the a-hole? Should I have realized the dress might react that way? Or should I have just bowed out the moment a bridesmaid expressed concern to save the atmosphere? TLDR, I wore a bright Bumblebee Yellow dress to a wedding. During the reception, the venue turned on blacklights, which made the dress glow white. A bridesmaid demanded I leave for wearing white. I refused because the dress was clearly yellow in normal light, and I had traveled from overseas to be there. Now, friends are saying I was selfish for not leaving. Update. It's been a few days since I posted this, and I wanted to thank everyone for the support. A lot of you suggested I talk to Sarah directly, instead of letting Amanda and Megan live in my head. I finally called Sarah yesterday. I was so nervous I was shaking. I started by apologizing if I caused any drama or if my dress looked bad in her professional photos. Sarah stopped me mid-sentence. She started laughing so hard she could barely breathe. She told me that she had no idea anyone was upset until the day after the wedding. She confirmed that Amanda had come to her on the dance floor, fuming, and told her I was wearing white. Sarah told her, "Amanda, she's been wearing that yellow dress all day. It's the lights. Stop being a narc and go get a drink." It turns out Amanda has had a weird competitive streak with me since college, and she was looking for any reason to make me look bad. Sarah was actually more annoyed that Amanda was bothering her during her own wedding than she was about my glowing dress. As for Megan, Sarah told me that Megan is just a follower who listens to whatever Amanda says. Sarah told me she loved the dress, loved that I was there, and she's actually planning on sending me a photo the photographer caught of me glowing, because she thinks it looks ethereal and cool. I feel so much better. I've realized that some people will find a reason to be offended, even if you're literally wearing sunshine. Thanks for helping me realize I wasn't the crazy one.